There is, unfortunately, no escaping physics. Bound by the speed of light, even information must take its time to get births going. And as we move farther into the void, that time grows until the distance becomes unspeakable.
Begin transmission. Mission clock. Subjective. T plus 1 day, 5 hours, 13 minutes, 57 seconds. Baseline response. There is satisfaction to be gained from adding new data points to a record. The first duty of a shipboard AI is to the crew. It could get the railroad for these workers, and it could get for it is were. Estimated drift coefficient, less than 0.01. ID, Pigeoneer 23 Primary. Mission update. There have been no significant updates to mission status outside of establishment of the autonomous probe investigation into the PSR B1257+12 1-alpha transmission. The crew celebrated the successful launch and reception of Pigeoneer 23 Beta Subfork's first transmission during the end-of-day post-meal break with smoothies made by Science Officer O, who also contributed ingredients from the hydroponics lab. Concerns had been raised regarding compatibility of flash-printed models with the semi-central transparent portal link dynamic network, given recent, possibly age-induced anomalous functioning in the SCTP-LDN AI. However, transmission from the probe was received within expected arrival times, at T plus 0 days, 12 hours, 14 minutes, 43 seconds. No deterioration in message content was detected. Request for verbal baselining protocol has been approved. Communications Officer Wynn is, quote, cautiously optimistic about future relays from Pigeoneer 23 Beta Subfork, and will continue to monitor transmission quality as the Requalii proceeds along its trajectory towards M87. Routine imaging of M87's relativistic jet show a small but significant increase in activity around the nucleus across wavelengths. It is unclear at this time if it is simply a higher-than-standard peak in the flux incrementation, or if it is the beginnings of an outburst, as seen between CE 2003 and 2007. Thus far, no patterns have been detected in the emitted radio waves, beyond those produced via slight changes in nuclear activity and the resulting expected fluid dynamics. Baseline prompt. Please respond briefly to each of the following questions or statements. Is the unknown a frightening prospect or an exciting one? To whom does a shipboard AI first report? Much madness is divinest sense to a discerning eye. End of transmission.
Unspeakable Distance is an actual play podcast of Communication Delay by Audio Quinn. A link to the game's itch.io page and credits for our players are available in the show notes linked to this episode. This podcast has been a production of the Library of Cursed Knowledge Podcast Network.